Let's talk about dimensions. So, what are dimensions? The ones that make up our quantifiable and observable space-time. What are they? How do we identify them? How do we interact with them? And are there more? My name is Lauren Hellickson, and I am your spicy-brained witch friend with a love of physics and a knack for comprehension, and I am here to help you form a deeper understanding about concepts in physics that tend to circulate through the paranormal and may be oversimplified. Because I guarantee science can be so much weirder than we're giving it credit for. So, dimensions. This might sound like the beginning of a sci-fi story, but our dimensions that make up our observable existence are very real. And the studies that suggest there may be more are also quite real. What a time to be alive. So, a recent experiment called Dune that launched in 2017 aims to use what we know and what we can study about neutrinos. If that sounds familiar, if you look back at my ghost particle video, we do discuss neutrinos. So they want to study neutrinos in order to search for new subatomic phenomena, expanding on the knowledge of what we know about quantum physics and subatomic particles like atoms, and possibly even strengthen the idea that there are more than our 4 dimensions. And they think that they can discover way more than what we know now by as early as 2028. So, what are those 4 dimensions? It's easier if we draw it. I think I have a wipe-off board here somewhere. Perfect. So we are going to see what 1 dimension, dimension 2, dimension 3. These are our spatial dimensions. So these are the dimensions that we can tangibly interact with and experience because it is where our bodies reside. So the first dimension just usually looks like this. So the first dimension only represents length. That's it. So if we were to live in a one-dimensional world, basically everything would just look like a series of lines. 2 dimensions though, that's when we start to get a plane. So a 2-dimensional being, we get a shape. So we have more of an idea. So when you're drawing stick figures on a piece of paper, you are drawing 2-dimensional beings. Our 3rd dimension, that's when we start to get volume, depth, and overall shape, like our bodies, like us. We are 3-dimensional beings. 3 dimensions. So then what's our 4th dimension? Our 4th dimension, that's a clock. It's our time. So our 4th dimension, oh, I want my microphone back. Our 4th dimension, our time dimension, is this linear past to present. We all know time's probably not linear. According to science, this time dimension just moves in that straight line, that past to present. Now, I do find it interesting that when we talk about our spatial dimensions, our 1st dimension also starts out as one line. Anything beyond these dimensions is purely speculative. So, of course, we have theories, we have ongoing experiments and research looking to expand this knowledge, like string theory, but anything that we are about to talk about from here deserves the tinfoil hat. Okay? So let's imagine a fifth dimension. Because for all intents and purposes, that's a little easier to think about than the additional 7 that string theory wants to suggest. So this fifth dimension can either be an extension of our 3 observable spatial dimensions, and it could be an extension of our 4th dimension, our time dimension. And that probably sounds familiar because the extension of our time dimension has been a very popular trope in science fiction since H.G. Wells talked about it in 1895 in The Time Machine. So the reason we separate those first 3 spatial dimensions from our 4th time dimension is because we can tangibly experience our spatial dimensions. While the time dimension is often seen as a different aspect of reality that influences our experience of those 3 spatial dimensions. So what would the difference look like in terms of the paranormal? We can actually take some common claims that we see throughout the paranormal field to either apply it to the extension of our 4th dimension or an extension of dimensions 1 through 3. So if we were to say that the 5th dimension is an extension of our 4th dimension, time, that could look like a realm where time is fluid and non-linear, allowing for simultaneous experiences of past and present and future. Does that sound familiar? Maybe like echoes of the past or residual anomalies, residual hauntings, psychic ability. These things could all be indications that the 5th dimension extends on our 4th dimension and directly affects how time moves. If we were to extend our spatial dimensions, so dimension 1, 2, and 3 are our spatial dimensions, 4 is time, and maybe the 5th dimension adds on to dimensions 1, 2, and 3, that might affect our layers of reality in a more tangible way. In this case, a 5th dimension might uncover intelligent beings or entities that interact with our reality in ways that we can't always perceive or perceive at all. Though there are plenty of theories around how otherwise documentable energy moves through these possible existences, I just did a video on it. Those anomalous energy fluctuations that we look for, whether it's electromagnetic radiation, like infrared or radio waves, or maybe something like static electricity, if the paranormal shoe fits. What do you think? Could this change your mind or your opinion about life after death? Is it more than that? Are we more than that? I don't know, but I am pretty pumped to find out. Happy hunting. Maybe I'll see you in the 5th dimension.